Summerland 2400 bunkhouse model here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is a fantastic little camper for, say, a small family, maybe grandpa and grandma who are going to have a couple grandkids join them from time to time. It's also, it's effectively like a Springdale simplified. This is the, I guess you call it the little brother to the Springdale. Same structure, same quality, same reliability. We've had extremely positive response from our client base regarding our Springdale and Summerland product. When it sells, it stays in your driveway and just really doesn't generally come back to ours. They're built very intelligently. They're built affordably, but they use the right materials where it's needed to keep this thing on the road and not at a service center. You see the two big windows in the back. That's a dead giveaway for any bunkhouse, but what's nice is under that lower bunk you see the big storage door here. They do still give you good outside storage. We passed it up front already. You see that there is the front pass-through storage. Now, one of the things I do like is this second door right here. It goes straight to the bunks in the back. It also goes right to the bathroom. Now that's extremely handy because the grandkids, the kids are going to hop in and out all day long. Just trying to use the bathroom or grab a drink from the refrigerator. That's going to keep them from tracking dirt through your living room. It's going to keep the camper a lot cleaner. In this price point, things like 3 steps, things like a spare tire that we've included, things like the stabilizer jacks that we've included, those things are not common. They're optional. They are not on every single trailer at this price point. Those are things that, while they seem kind of mundane and like, well, yeah, that's included, right? They're not. Those things are not on every single trailer in this price point, but amazingly, you wouldn't know that, because a lot of dealers, they're not going to point those things out to you because they're going to say, man, gee, ain't it pretty? Look at this great price tag. Well, every now and then you might want to pay just a cent or two more to get that spare tire. Now, you'll still see things like central air and central heat in here. This has everything you need to take your family camping and have a good time. It doesn't include all that extra fluff stuff that maybe you don't need for just, a once or twice a year vacation or just casual camping. If you're just going to go out for a weekend and have a good time, go to the water park, this is all you need. You don't need, necessarily power awning and stabilizer jacks and slice and dice and julienne and all that stuff. It's nice. Absolutely, it's nice. There's nothing wrong with it. If you're going to spend a lot of time in a camper, get one all loaded up like that. If you're just going to be in and out, if you're just going to sleep in it, maybe consider something like this and save some money, and you still get to go camping with your family and have a great time. I'm pointing the camera here to show you the fabrics, and one thing I want to mention, this fabric scheme is called Morel. We may have multiple 2400s in stock. We definitely will throughout the year. I will not reshoot this video footage, however, so if the pictures look different, that is why. The pictures usually represent the actual unit, whereas this video is here kind of just a stock footage. Now, in this price point, big windows like this, and especially windows on the slides of the side box like this, are not common. You'll either get smaller windows or often no windows on the sidewalls of the slide outs. And that's going to cut down on your light, that's going to cut down on your visibility, and it's going to feel like a dank, dark hole in here. The extra storage that you're going to find throughout this is pretty impressive, actually. Let's go ahead and hit on that right now. Right here in the living area, we have this big pantry space right here. And I like how it's nice and wide. It's easy to get to. Perfect place for your cereal boxes and stuff like that. And you see it's from floor to ceiling. So you have plenty of storage in here. Let me go ahead and close these up real quick. Over here, you'll notice that your high traffic doors they feature nicer hardwood inserts, so that these are the doors that you're going to use most often. That's why they put a little heavier upgraded door in there. And you think, well, why don't they put them over here? Because you're not going to use those doors as often, and this door's job is just to hold stuff in that cabinet. A flat panel door will do that just as well as a hardwood door. Just over here in the kitchen, you see you have some nice big pots and pan storage. You have a spot for a trash can over here. And they do give you at least one nice drawer per floor plan for a silverware drawer, things like that. Now, again, in this price point, I want to point out, you're not getting press board doors with a sticker wrap. This is still plywood. You can see it's still plywood. Now, notice, too, you have plywood on all 4 sides of this drawer box. A lot of manufacturers will not put plywood on the front. They'll simply try to real quick screw this side into here rather than have a full 4-sided box on their drawer. Long story short, that construction is better, lasts longer. The sink that you see here, big, full, giant basin sink with a high-rise faucet. You can actually clean pots and pans in here. If you take the family camping and you want to cook a big pot of chili, you can clean it here. It's really nice. I think I mentioned central air and heat. That's always a positive. I want to point out that slide out here in the living room giving us that extra space. But this is really the awesome part of the floor plan here, is you have a pair of individual bunks across the rear wall. If the grandkids are coming, if the kids are coming, great. They have a spot to sleep. You don't have to monkey with that dinette every single night. However, if they're not coming, these bunks don't eat up a lot of space. So if just Grandpa and Grandma, say, are going camping, you don't have to worry about the fact that, oh, I bought this big bunkhouse and the grandkids aren't coming. It's not like it's eating up room. It's the perfect spot for some duffel bags or totes or anything like that. If you do have people on the bunks, they actually have spot to put their stuff. And that's a problem with a lot of bunkhouses. There's nowhere for them to put their stuff. And that's the word for it, stuff. And you've got, plenty of shelf space here, plenty of dresser space, plenty of cupboard space. You've got plenty of everything. Both big windows here at the bunkhouse space do open for ventilation. Now, this is another really cool thing at this price point. I forget to talk about with Summerland. This is our propane cover, and I'm pointing this out because it reminded me. This has bigger 30-pound propane tanks, not 20s. You can get 50% more time between refills in a Summerland as compared to most things for these dollars. Also, at these dollars, you're going to be really hard-pressed to find a porcelain stool. This is an actual stool. This is another one of those things where it's nice that this is the little brother of the Springdale, because you still get a lot of those nicer facilities. Again, the stuff you really need, they put in here. The stuff you don't really need, you're not paying for. That's what I like about these. You only get the stuff you have to have. Also, they still give you a medicine cabinet. Oops, opens that way. And you're like, yeah, so, big deal. Start shopping around. For these dollars, you're going to get something with a mirror, not a medicine cabinet. So your toothbrush and toothpaste and shavers are occupying all your countertop space. The kids are always knocking them down. Every time the trailer rocks and rolls when people get in, if you don't have your stabilizers steady, they're going to fall off your shelf. It's just a mess. It's annoying. At these dollars, you don't usually see protective shower wall paneling. If you don't have this shower wall paneling, if it's just the wall boards that the camper is built with, you're going to water damage those when you take a shower, because the water that sprays off your body will hit that. More storage right here. This is, a lot of people don't realize, this is a hard shot to get with a still camera. So that's one of the reasons I want to put these videos together, is you don't see all this big pantry space right here. So you have more pantry, more linen, more storage space right here. And there are a lot of other similar floor plans, but they cut out little stuff like that. They'll cut out that extra cabinet space that, man, you need it. You talk to anybody that goes camping, they're going to tell you can never get enough cabinets or counter space, and it's nice to make that attempt, from the manufacturing standpoint. Center Island Entertainment Center here is an extremely space-efficient design. It's one of the things that is really helping keep the length of this floor plan in check while maximizing the living space that you get. One nice thing about Summerlands is your stereo unit down here is also Bluetooth enabled. So if you are, like an audiophile, you like music, you just want something to listen to, you can fire up your, Pandora, Bluetooth to your stereo. You can keep your phone in your pocket and enjoy the music you want to listen to. It doesn't have to be Pandora. It can be anything off your phone. But these things have an exceptional reach, too. You can be 3-4 campers away, and they work great. The other thing I really wanted to point out here is the fact that both sides of the bed have these big bedside stands. And notice that you have nice front plugs here. You have plugs on both sides of the bed, residential outlets, so that if you have things like CPAP machines and phone chargers and alarm clocks and all that good stuff, you can easily bring all that with you. And especially with CPAP machines, you don't usually get a lot of length and hose out of those. If you roll over at night, the hose isn't going to try to strangle you to death. You're actually going to have plenty of room up there. So give us a call, 800-256-5196, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Thank you, everybody. Happy camping.